Hi, my name is Serena, and welcome to my art channel.
Cute intro scene. Blah, blah, blah.
A little bit about me. I am 18 years old. I live with my boyfriend in North Carolina. I'm not really going to specify where, but I've been doing art ever since I can remember, but I've never really done it like consistently up until I want to say now. I've had like sketchbooks obviously throughout childhood, and I really wanted to start getting into sketching and drawing a lot more often, and it's always been a dream of mine to start an art YouTube channel, and so that's what I'm going to be doing here today. I actually already filmed it, but I'm going to be decorating the cover of my sketchbook today. So actually in 2025, I didn't do a lot of art at all, which is another reason why I wanted to start this channel in 2026, is just so I can actually do art, because for some reason I didn't do any art at all in 2025. This was a sketchbook that I got for Christmas, like when 2025 was starting, and I did maybe 6 pages in the sketchbook. So that's why I decided to decorate the cover and just start doing more art in this specific sketchbook in 2026. So for 2025, this is pretty much all I did. I have this one page here, and it's just a bunch of Pokemon because I really like drawing Pokemon. I'm really proud of this coughing. I think I did really well with him. But this was January 23rd, 2025. And this page is actually coming out, which I'm really sad about. And then if you flip it, there's more Pokemon on the other page as well. That one was February 6th, 2025. I'm pretty sure this was pretty soon after it. It was a plan to make something for my boyfriend that I didn't actually end up making. And then like a Squirtle, so he's super chill. And then I got alcohol markers. I got alcohol markers, these, for my birthday in 2025, and this was me testing them out. I promise I can draw, but it just doesn't look like it for some reason. And so I actually didn't end up doing anything in my sketchbook after that until December. But I hadn't really used my alcohol markers, and I really wanted to try them out on an actual drawing. So I had finally pulled them out, and I started using them. And this is actually one of my favorite pages ever. I wish I had had my art channel booted up so this could be one of the videos, but I love this page. So these are my little fruit toads, and one thing about me is I absolutely love fruit with my whole heart and soul. So I really wanted to make some kind of fruit themed animal, and this is what I landed on. I've got a lemon toad, tomato toad, a pear toad, and then these blueberry toads. This one had a blueberry toad underneath it, but I thought he looked a little too derpy, so I hid him. But this is the page that I did on December 5th, and then I love them so much I decided to do veggie toads. So I have an artichoke toad, a cabbage toad, a mushroom toad, ignore the little red mark, garlic toad, and a potato toad. And then my friend got me into this game called Cookie Run Kingdom, and we decided to draw randomized characters from the game, and each in our own style. So these are the characters that I did, and this is my favorite cookie from that game. I love their design so much. So this was me drawing them. And yeah, that's literally all of the art that I did in 2025. That's it. It's really bad. So that's gonna be my goal for 2026, is I'm really gonna try and post on here every 2 weeks. I do work full-time, so I am very busy, so we'll see how much I can actually post. But yeah, that's gonna be my goal for 2026, and if you would like to see that journey, please subscribe. I would love to build a group on here surrounded by art, and it's gonna be really great, so I'd love if you guys would follow along. Alright, so now I'm gonna kind of skip to the future me where I am decorating my sketchbook, but to show you guys really quickly, this is my plan for creating my sketchbook cover. I was kind of like doodling, trying to figure it out, but basically it's just gonna be something like this, and you guys will see how it turns out. Before I start, I am a little worried about this sketch right here, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's actually like, it's like 3D, or not 3D, but it's like raised on here, and it like feels different, and so I'm a little unsure if when I paint over this, if it's gonna be like raised, which I'm not crazy about. Maybe I could sand it. I might try that actually, because I do have sandpaper. Maybe. I think maybe a light sanding, but I think if I sand it too much, it's gonna end up ruining the actual sketchbook. So I think a light sanding would probably help level it out, and that's all I'm gonna do. Alright, I'm gonna get my paints out. So right now I've got, as you can see, I don't really care about the brand. Like, I usually use Master's Touch, or I use Liquitex. I don't really care about the brand.
So, future me talking, yes, I do care about the brand. I don't know what I was on about, but I do care about the brand.
And then I have smaller paints. These are Master's Touch for more specific colors. So, ta-da. Something silly. So this is actually the reference that my tattoo artist used for my tattoo, and I'm actually considering using it as my reference as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this. The only other sketchbook cover I have decorated is this one, and it's just kind of like simple. Probably show some of the art from this on the screen while I'm painting, just so that way you guys have a visual of like the kind of art that I do. Let's just hope and pray I don't go outside of this box, I guess, because I don't have any washi tape, so alright, I've got my paint water right over here. I'm actually gonna back this up a tiny bit just so you can see everything. For right now, this is what we've got going, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started.
Hello, this is future Raina talking, and I wanted to come on here and kind of just chat with y'all while I did my painting and run through some different things that I'm doing. In case you see something and it doesn't make sense, it's probably because my brain is just a little funny. I am unmedicated ADHDer, so if I'm being totally honest with y'all, I'm probably going to be all over the place with this channel. But if that's, the kind of video that you like to watch, then hey, join the ride, because it's going to be one for sure. When it comes to painting, my favorite paints to use is 100% going to be acrylics, mainly just because I'm such an impatient artist that when I'm waiting for paints to dry, even though acrylics dry so freaking fast, I'm usually just sitting here tapping my feet like, hello, can this dry any faster? I think I did a oil painting one time, and I swear it was the worst experience of my entire life because I had to wait 5 days for the painting to dry. And I'm not sure if you guys saw, just a couple seconds ago, I was sanding part of my sketchbook because my lovely little cat decided to use my sketchbook as a scratching post. So that is another thing that I had to sand down to make sure it wasn't going to be textured. And right now I'm mixing up the base coat for the background color that I'm going to have. I did test it out right here to make sure it was the color that I wanted. And, just kind of 50-50 on it, but after that, I did realize that the white paint was actually not dry. Like I said, impatient, so I had to wait. And then after that, I was able to get started on the background color. It was my plan to have yellow in the big square and then yellow in the bottom right corner. and then I was going to have green in the little square and then green for the letters as well to say sketchbook. And when I was coming up with this idea, I was looking on Pinterest because I was unsure what I wanted to do. At first, my idea was to have like a bunch of basically stickers all over the cover, basically just representing like some of my favorite things. But then I ended up seeing this picture on Pinterest, and I was like, you know what, I really like this vibe, and I wanted to do either tomatoes or blueberries because I'm obsessed with both. And so I landed on tomatoes because I liked the color scheme more, and then like a little basil leaf in the left corner. If I'm being totally honest, I wasn't sure how this cover was going to come out because I'm usually a acrylic artist, but I usually paint on a white background. So I was a little nervous about painting on the black background because honestly, I don't think I've ever painted on a black background before. So having to put the white down first for the shapes that I wanted and then go back over it was really making me nervous for some reason because I don't know why. I just was getting nervous based off of what was going on. But you will see eventually I do end up adding a white outline just around everything once I do paint it, just because I did have a little bit of spots that were still white just because I didn't have a specific shape that I wanted. And so if the shape was too wide or just too funky, I just kind of left it white so that way I could do the white outline. And next up, I just started mixing up the green colors that I wanted to use for the vine for the tomatoes. And I've noticed something about me is I actually like starting with the darkest color and then just layering the acrylic paint on and getting the lighter color to pop afterwards, which when you use a different medium of art other than acrylic, it does get very hard. Like when I was using the alcohol markers for the first time, it occurred to me that I couldn't go dark to light and I had to go with the lightest color first and then go in with the dark colors. So that actually did throw me for a little bit of a loop. And when I first started getting this color out on here, it just was not the right shade and I wasn't happy with it. It was like so bright of a red and I wanted to start with more of an orange red, but I couldn't seem to find the right color. So I spent a lot of time mixing up reds, trying to figure out the right color. And I eventually found a small tube of paint actually with the right color that I was really wanting. And so I was able to mix that up and use it for the base for the rest of the tomatoes. And then just kind of layer on top of the other ones that had like the bright red. But like I mentioned before, this is actually my second sketchbook cover that I've decorated. So I really wanted this to be something that I was going to love. And I absolutely love tomatoes. Like you can put an entire tomato in front of me and I will eat it. Like an apple, don't judge. I just love tomatoes so much. So, there you go. I do want to actually show you guys some of my old art in that one sketchbook that I did decorate. I wanted to say that I really like drawing animals, and so a lot of these that I'm showing are going to be animals and sea creatures. The ones that I'm showing you guys, I believe, are from 2024. So, yep, this is from 2024. I wanted to do Inktober. That is from 2024, earlier on. That, I think, is 2023. I think the bear and the elephant are 2023. But like I mentioned, I'm really not good about being consistent with art. At least I used to not be. So I don't have a lot of really good art in that sketchbook that I'm like absolutely like wanting to show off, just because like it was kind of all over the place in that sketchbook because the year did range from 2022 to 2024. And in my life, that was a very big gap. I think that was like ages. Yeah, no, that range was from ages like early 15 to 17. So as you can imagine, the skill level jumps a lot. And you might be wondering, do you draw people? No, I do not know how to draw people. at least not realistically at all. The last person I drew, I think, is this. I think that's the last, like, piece that I can find from early 2020s. I want to say 2021. No, I want to say 2020, to be honest. I gave up on drawing people so early on because it was just not in my skill set at all. And I was a little bit of an insecure artist when I was younger. A little bit still now, but like a lot when I was younger. So the fact that I couldn't draw people, I literally just gave up completely. I went cold turkey, and I haven't drawn a person since. And it's kind of not great. It actually makes me really sad because I want to be the kind of person that can come up with OCs and have fun little characters and all that stuff. And I would really love to just create characters like that. But for some reason, my brain just doesn't work like that. And drawing people, for some reason, is not something that I can do, apparently. Now, I only say that now because I just don't have a lot of experience with drawing people. It is going to be one of my goals to start drawing more people this year, and I'll probably be showing my progress on this channel just because I need to get more out there, and I need to just get used to drawing people because I can't be an artist that just can't draw people. That would irk me. One thing, though, is I don't have a photographic memory at all, and I do have the kind of imagination where I literally can't picture anything in my head without something extremely descriptive. Like, when it comes to books, if I read a book, then I can imagine what's going on in the book in my head because it's super descriptive, and I can kind of picture it in my head. But when it comes to drawing, I can't picture stuff in my head at all. Like, you could ask me to draw a dog, right? I've probably drawn a dog once or twice, but if I don't have a picture of a dog in front of me, I literally don't know what a dog looks like, and I'm like, this is gonna look terrible. So that is another thing that I really want to expand upon, is coming up with my own creations, mainly just because of the way my brain works. It's been really hard to come up with like OCs, like I've said before, or just my own characters in general. But I will say, when it came to my most recent page in my sketchbook with my alcohol markers, those fruit toads, they're my absolute favorite thing in the entire world right now, mainly just because I came up with that idea all on my own, and I was just like, you know what, I want to draw toads and I want to draw fruit. I'm going to draw fruit toads. And I think that blueberry toad is going to be one of my main just like characters that I'm going to draw a lot now, because I love him with my whole heart and soul. So if you guys actually have name ideas for him, throw them in the comments, because he needs a name. And I'm going to be animating like a little title screen in my next video, I think. And I'm going to have him like jump across the screen and kind of like jump over my profile picture. And I really want that to be like my intro scene for the art channel. And if you see my profile picture and you're like, oh my gosh, Raina, you can't draw people, who drew this magnificent piece of art for you? My best friend did. And she doesn't do YouTube, but she's an amazing artist, and she did it for me. And I will never be changing my profile picture, ever. So that is stuck with me forever. And I'm finally finishing up the cover here. I was going to use a white Posca pen to outline this, and then I couldn't find it at all. So I had to sit here and tediously do the white outline, which actually just made me so mad. You might be able to tell on my face, I was not happy doing this white outline. I was stressing. I hate doing like fine line outlines because I always end up messing it up. And so I was just like, I was running on hopes and prayers at this point. Yeah, and I'm super happy with how this cover came out, and I think it's really going to represent a lot of the art that I'm going to be doing in this sketchbook. And so, yeah, here is the finished piece for you guys. Again, I'm super, super happy with how it came out. and I hope you guys are too. I went ahead and left it blank right after 2025 so that way we can fill it in, hopefully 2026. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe and follow along for more videos. I will be animating my title screen in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.
So starting off, the first page is technically my idea for the sketchbook cover, but I'm not going to show that. And then, oh crap.